many people are living in routines where they've already established their own sense of the character they are in the movie that's playing and how that character behaves. And so the same scenes play out again and again.
Hello, it's Dante Starshine with Mahalo, and we're doing another quick conversation with the Palladian Council.
Oh, yes.
Let's get started.
Hello, and we say a fantastic day to you at this moment of your time. We are the Palladian Council. We thank you for allowing this transmission to take place. How can we be of assistance to you now?
Hello again. There's something I want to ask you, which is when Dante is channeling, I find it... Who's the camera's falling over? I find it very hard to stay focused. I tend to sort of drift off into my own sort of dream at that time. What's that about?
Well, the channel is bringing through an energy as well. When we connect to the channel, we are also connecting with you. Your own higher self is connecting with you. Everybody will experience this in a different way. Some might go into a visionary state, some might become more relaxed, some might have their own belief systems and subconscious get activated for them to plow through. Everybody will have their own experience, though most will be able to feel this energy moving through the space and through their being in some way.
Yes, as you said that, I'm reminded of something which NLP says that various people prefer sights, another one prefers sounds, another one prefers sensations. And I don't have much ability to bring sights at will to... I can't remember images. Whereas music is my thing, language is to a certain extent, sound is very much my thing, and also sensation is my thing. So is that related, that I'm clairsentient and clairaudient, whereas somebody else is clairvoyant, they would see things?
Yes, that's in part your attraction to this means of connection, as the sound is a means of carrying the energy, and therefore it affects you in a deeper way and also brings through these sensations in your body, which you experience from early on in your interaction with the channel. That these sensations were part of your own body's way of communicating to you that there was a connection taking place and there was a transmission of energy that was also happening beyond simply the information being delivered. Whereas other people might see the aura of the channel or the beings around the channel or working with the channel more clearly at the time of channeling, because that is their way of connecting.
That's interesting. I mean, I'm a pretty rare case. I didn't know that people could voluntarily bring visual memories to their mind until I was 35. It was a bit of a shock. And I think it's quite rare. The particular way that I am is I'm depleted in the visual kind of the ability to remember things. So does that mean that I'm more appealing to a very narrow sort of group audience here?
Not necessarily. Everybody has their own wiring for their own purpose. And part of the reason for your particular wiring is because it gives you a very essential connection with the world around you. It allows you to be able to physically connect with many other beings and use your presence as a ground for others.
Yeah, I mean, I have a particular styling in the visual things I do. I am an artist as well, and when we do this, I mean, I've taken a lot of care to choose a background. We're wearing reasonably funky outfits today, and it's, although I don't have the visual memory, I have a fascination with visual that gives a different flavor to what I do. What do you say about that? And who it appeals to?
It appeals to exactly the right people for you.
Yeah.
And also that lack of sort of psychic visualization adds to your impressions that you take in visually. You are more sensitive to visual impressions because they are more present for you.
Yes.
Whereas somebody who has a very active imagination, like the channel, for example, might not notice things in their environment because it is just as easy to slip into a visionary state in the mind.
There's also something that I'm not really drawn to channeling and the way that the channel is. What's going on that I'm drawn to what I'm getting from it, which is getting a great life, feeling very happy, but I'm not drawn to actually channeling. What's happening?
That's your own path, your own passion. Remember, your purpose of existing is to be who you are. So some are to be channels, but few are to be channels. Really, the way reality is to change is through many people applying the information that channels bring through, and therefore living as channels by being the clearest expressions of themselves, by letting that frequency of love and joy permeate their being. And in that sense, you are channeling that energy of source and your own higher self or inner self to others without necessarily giving them the woo-woo, so to speak.
Okay, well, something very interesting is happening right now. As I say, often I'm sort of switching off. I'm sort of shutting down. I'm kind of going into a meditation. That's not happening right now. It's as though I'm sort of channeling in my own way. I'm getting kind of a heightened awareness and involvement in this particular topic.
Because the topic is the disassociation itself. And so therefore, as you became aware of the pattern and you're receiving this transmission, you're getting tuned into a deeper way of connecting with the energy of your own inner self and your own guide through the process of connecting with the channel. The resonance the channel is offering you is now resonating in a way that you're also tuning into that ability to channel in your own way.
Yeah, it seems that I'm very much in the now. I don't know where the next thought is coming from, where the next question's coming from. Normally, I prepare, I have written questions, and I have real trouble just kind of looking at them and repeating them, because I just kind of fall asleep. Whereas at the moment, I can feel something sort of channeling through me. I don't know where the questions come from. I don't know where the thoughts come from.
And that is an expression of channeling, of knowing what you need to know in the moment you need to know it, of being truly spontaneous and letting the information arise through your presence rather than your rehearsal.
So what happens when someone is not spontaneous and they don't know where the ideas are coming from, and perhaps they're coming from a deeper self? What's happening in the normal mode that most people are?
They're playing out the story that ran through their head again and again. And many people are living in routines where they've already established their own sense of the character they are in the movie that's playing and how that character behaves. And so the same scenes play out again and again because they are comfortable with that and they're used to that.
They're reinforcing their prejudice
against themselves and against the world as a way of staying safe in the comfort zone and attempting to create a vacuum in which change doesn't exist. It's a sort of battle against the universe that many people play.
Exactly. It seems like the normal way of being is asleep and almost like a zombie. It's sort of dead.
Yes. It's in a way, again, playing out the role that they've assumed themselves to be rather than reimagining who they are.
So to what extent have I been influenced by like the education and the fact that I was able with education? So I think, well, that's a safe model. Is that like something toxic in me, or is it a good thing, or what?
You decide.
I love when you say these things.
Because there is positive and there's negative to everything. There's also a negative to being absolutely and totally spontaneous in a way that you don't have any plan for the day. You don't have any idea of what you want to do. you obviously base your idea of what's best for you off your past experiences, and to many extents this is good. So none of you are totally and absolutely out of the box spontaneous in the sense that you have many notions about reality that are informing your spontaneity. And generally your world needs to incorporate a bit more spontaneity than your education systems have allowed for. But there is a certain power to the structure with which you have learned. However, the issue is that your education doesn't necessarily take into account how much one's own passion and joy determines their ability to learn something. And this prevents genius from emerging, as it forces everybody to learn the same curriculum, wherein every person is not as engaged with every single aspect of that curriculum. And if you want to create geniuses, you have to allow them to have more freedom and more spontaneity in choosing what they learn. Again, knowing that your passion allows you to learn more. And when people study what they're passionate about, their genius awakens.
That's brilliant. Do you have any final comments on these topics we've been saying just now?
Balance in all things is necessary for the best to emerge in life. Let yourself find the equilibrium, but remember that your understanding of balance is often informed by experimenting with polarity, going from one extreme to the other, and seeing the consequences of doing so. After a period of time as you do this, you will find the way to hold both polarities simultaneously rather than swinging to either end of them. And in this way, you will become more all-inclusive in your life.
Wow, that's great. Well, that's been a very interesting channel for me. I feel possibly some of the people watching this will find this quite something, I don't know.
We're sure they will.
Thank you so much. That's been great.
Thanks to you as well, yes.
Ciao for now.
On the spaceship of Babel, we are gliding through the stars on a 5-year mission beyond Jupiter and Mars, a celestial encounter on a future Noah's Ark, and you won't hear us coming as we whisper in the dark. There's an Ewok close behind me as we try to disembark here. Obi-Wan Kenobi as we whisper in the dark.